comes to drift fishing for steelhead, the reason why center pins are so popular is because you can feather the line when the current is taking your float downstream so that it looks really natural to the fish. Like right now, the float is above me and it's coming down. So I've actually got a direct line to it. If it goes under, I set the hook. As soon as the float, I'm just going to switch position here, goes below me, I'm going to guide it around this rock. It's in the current because I want to fish this whole run here. As soon as the float goes below me, what I'm going to do is hit the release on my bait caster right there. Now watch the current take my line out, okay? So my float is going down with the current, and you can see the way it's feathering the line out. So this is called free spooling the line. With the spinning reel, it's really hard to do this. So I've got my eye on the float, I've got the line running out, I've got my hand right here. So if my float goes under, all I do is snap the bail shut or put my thumb on the line, and then of course lift the rod up to set the hook. Right now the float is almost down at the rapids, so I'm just going to engage it and bring it back. So that's what's unique about this shift bait caster. It's amazing how smooth it is. So I can cast really far in any direction, and I can also feather the line out. So I got to be careful I don't get into anybody's lines. So you can see that's halfway across the river. I'm watching my float. I'm keeping my rod tip high. This is probably about, I'm guessing, 12 to 14 pound rainbow. Looks like a big male. You know, most of us here are using light line. Some people are going down to a 4-pound tippet. I've got a 6-pound fluorocarbon tippet. It's that Suffix line. And I'm hoping this fish won't take me down river. If it will, I'll grab my net and head down. We just saw an angler come up and he had a really nice rainbow. And he did everything right, but he lost it. I don't know if the hook pulled out of its mouth or whether his leader broke. So I've got to be gentle here in this current. Now look at the arch this rod is making. I'm going to try to push it a little bit. You know that a steelhead rod is balanced right when it makes that nice curvature. It has just the right amount of guides. And by the way, this 11-footer is 2-piece. So it's ideal if you have a small car. I drive a small car when I'm on my own. And you can see the butt is long enough that I'm actually bracing it against my arm. And this guy has tons of power. So I'm hoping he's going to turn around and come back down. Now this is easier if you've got somebody helping you, but I'm going to see if I can get this guy in. I got to get it above me. It's just that current. We're right in the main run of the current here. Got it. Thank you for your offer. You know what? That's a heavy fish. Ugh. I don't want to break this net. I'm going to try to get it right up here. Nice chunky fish. Tons of power. So let me just get down here. Look, I'm going to take a break. Isn't that a gorgeous steelhead? I thought it was a male. That's actually a nice female. On light line, on that new outfit. You can see all the fishermen behind me. This is an amazing place to fish. That spawn sack is done. She sees the little yellow. I know what to do at home. I'm going to make a pretend spawn sack and put it on something as a toy for you. So look at this. One more look, and then it's going to be released. Okay, Mulligan, we're going to be releasing this gorgeous rainbow. I'm going to try holding it with the gloveless hand so it revives. You know, it's amazing how these fish blend in. When you look, if I go down just a little bit, you can see the color of the water, the way the fish starts to fade. It's that color that's so critical for catching migratory fish. You don't want it to be clear, and you don't want it to be too dirty like a latte coffee. You want it to have that green tinge where it's just low visibility. Look at how stealthy they are shape-wise in beautiful camouflage colors. So in a moment I'm just going to take my hand away, even though we've been handling the fish. You know, these fish are quite tough. The water is freezing, I can tell you that, from having my hand in the water. So they should be fine, and then it'll go on. This female is nowhere near spawning. She's still very tight. That means that she hasn't been in the river too long. Now what I've got here, this is a pack of Gamakatsu hooks. And these particular ones are the red octopus. And even though I've got a couple sizes in there, this is a size 10, which is really ideal for steelhead fishing. So we're actually using very small hooks because we don't want to get caught up on all of the boulders and rocks that are in there. Also, if the water gets clear, we don't want the fish to see the hooks. And then lastly, we want a small hook because we're using a light leader so that when you do hook a fish, it just tacks onto their mouth, just like you saw with that nice rainbow, and they can't throw it. So this is a really good tip. Use small, light hooks, and you know what? It's worth investing in some of the best hooks you can get, and those are Gamakatsu. Okay, Mulligan, let's see if we can get another fish, okay?
Fisher girl! Catch the passion!
A good rig to use is a Carolina rig. Characteristics of a Carolina rig are a sliding sinker, a swivel, then a lead, and then some sort of plastic grub. When the fish grabs the bait, the line will go through the sinker, and they don't feel the weight of it, but you feel the fish. So you just need to set the hook, and then you have a fish on.